Good morning. We are opening the Digital Therapeutics Symposium. I am Jeon Sang-pyo, Director of Korea University Kuro Hospital-based Innovation Center. I first like to welcome all the participants in the on-site symposium and those who are listening through the YouTube. So we have a distinguished guest, Mr. Kim Young-hoon, the Vice Chancellor of the Korea University Medicine, and Professor Song Hae-ryong of the Director, Principal of the Hospital-Based Innovation Center. First, Jo Seong-il, the artist, is going to provide the opening performance. Artist Jo Seong-il, he won the grand prize at the Korean National Art Exhibition, and he's currently served as the judge of the Korean National Art Exhibition. And he also he received a special prize at the Indépendance France. He also had the first ever exhibition with the calligraphy performance. He has had a series of art exhibitions and performances. Korea is known as a mountainous country. With his performance, we can see the sense of Korea. Please give him a big hand. For this symposium, we are demonstrating our passion and effort to overcome dementia even under the COVID-19 pandemic. Currently, Korea is at the stage of quarantine 2.0. This symposium is organized by Korea University, Korea Hospital Based Innovation Center, and Korea Digital Therapeutics Cooperatives and KOMAIS. Cognitive impairment and skeleton related studies have been conducted. Under the difficult circumstances of the pandemic, the symposium has been prepared in consultation with advisors and many businesses who are developing healthcare products, and I feel very honored to open this symposium. Before briefly introducing the distinguished honors, I'd like to introduce the background of this symposium. September last year, the hospital-based innovation centers and their hospitals and the 3 regional clusters visited Sweden, and SCI Foundation and Sylvia Hammett were the ones we had meetings together in order to provide and develop solutions for dementia. And Dementia Forum X was another item we discussed. So under the circumstances, we had a chance to host the symposium. So for this symposium, we have distinguished guests. So first, I'd like to introduce Mr. Kim Hyung-un. He's the Vice Chancellor of the Korea University of Medicine. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Good morning. I am Kim Hyung-un, the Vice Chancellor of Korea University Medical Center. On the site, meeting with participants is very valuable, and I feel very honored. Overcoming dementia, we are having a new hope. As a part of such an effort, Digital Therapeutics Symposium is being held with Korea University, Korea Hospital, and Korea Digital Therapeutics Cooperatives. I'm very happy to host Digital Therapeutic Symposium. Professor Sung Hae-ryong, who is leading the Hospital-Based Innovation Center, and Mr. Min Moon-ho, the chairman of Digital Therapeutics Cooperatives, and staff of the committee, and speakers coming from various companies, and specialists and experts, and online participants. I'd like to thank you once again. Unprecedented pandemic, society across the board, non-contact is emerging trend, and big data and AI will emerge even faster than as we expected. And in the medical and healthcare industry, customized medical service will be the key word of the industry, and the Korea University precise precision diagnosis cloud-based HIS are the ones we are currently developing, and we are almost at the end of the phase. And with the new development, new products, we're going to spread them nationwide. Health to lead a healthier life along with well-being. Chronic disease are the ones we are looking for solutions. In this sense, digital therapeutics, smart healthcare solutions will provide a fruitful result of cooperation between academia and the business. I hope this symposium will provide us an opportunity to emerge as a healthcare powerhouse, and to that end, Korea University, post-COVID-19, will do our part in order to come up with a new standard. And to that end, we're going to double our effort and support. Thank you very much.
So let me move on. The next speaker, the prospect of the digital therapeutics, will be presented by the President Mimuno of Digital Therapeutic Cooperatives. Good morning, everyone. I am the General Manager Mimuno of Digital Therapeutics Cooperatives in Korea. My warmest and congratulations on the opening of the K-Dementia Symposium, and I'm very pleased to be given the chance to speak in front of you all. CSE 2000 was the place where the digital therapeutics became the keyword for all. This field is something new right now. It's a baby step, but it is now growing very rapidly, particularly in the COVID-19 era where the contact treatment is impossible. So based upon this transformative technology and the bright future of the eyes-based digital treatment, industry and academics work together so that we can get over the crisis, and we can also turn this crisis into the opportunity to pave the way for the brighter future. That's why digital therapeutic related companies established the cooperatives, cognitive impairment, skeletal musculoskeletal impairment treatment and care will get now more substantive improvement as a result. And that's how we are now taking the first step for better cooperation, and this is where we put our wisdom together at this Therapeutics Symposium. It is very meaningful in the sense that if we have the gung-ho spirits and can-do spirits, and if we overcome the challenges in developing the new products, and clinical trials will be cost-effective. And then many pharmaceutical companies like Kyobo Insurance will work together with us to maximize the efficiency, and they will take the lead in the next future generation technology. It is not something technology or theory will come first. We'll put the theory into practice so that practicality will come first based upon the money and technology, regulation, and insurance coverage. Drawing upon these, we will be more preemptive in responding to the diseases. We will take the lead in those all activities. Our cooperative took the lead in organizing today's symposium that will give us more impetus for further growth. And for that, I ask for your strong support down the road. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And next, open innovation and digital healthcare will be the theme that will be presented by the Professor Song Hae-ryong. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Good morning. I am Professor Song Hae-ryong at the Korea University Guru Hospital. First, I'd like to thank the staff and the teams, and in particular, the Korea University of Medicine and 중앙일보 Ecomice and Digital Cooperatives, and Mr. Min Byung-chul, and many other people who have prepared for this symposium. So for the next 15 minutes, I'd like to talk about digital therapeutics, the market trend, global market trend mainly. In 2014, I had also opportunity to start my own startup, and currently I'm working as the leader of the hospital-based innovation center. Currently, there are 3 different regional clusters in it, and that is also with Aju and Inje and Jeonnam University. And this innovation center, we have joint R&Ds with more than 60 startups. And there are 3 regional clusters, Wonju, Gimhae, and Daejeon Technopark are some of them. And they have 300 startups with them together. And also 200 startups with the Korea Business Innovation Center, Incubation Center. So in total, there are about 626 startups establishing a network. So what we do is to link these startups, starting from at the stage of the R&D. They do receive devices from physicians and clinicians. And we also connect those physicians with these businesses in order to advance their technologies. And in the hospital, the physicians and clinicians are being encouraged to establish their own startups. And we also do have the planning mechanism so to scale up their businesses. So there are about 40 businesses for joint R&Ds, and they are divided into 4 different categories. And along with them, mid companies, SMEs, and large enterprises are the ones that they can have the partnerships. These are some of the pictures that we have done, we have gone through despite the COVID-19. And at the symposium, we had a chance to promote our hospital-based innovation center. So we introduced our startups at the symposium. And also rehabilitation medicine is our partner to work with these startups. So digital therapeutics is literally software in order to provide diagnosis and treatment. It's a platform. So in the past, it was relatively based on the clinical trials and clinical practices. However, in the future, it will have more focus on big data and AI. So in the United States already, for anxiety and cancer and depression and such diseases, software have been approved by the FDA. Diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension, as some of the examples. So these are the trends, along with the IoT and IoMT and VR applications will play a role in developing treatment. So in our hospital, at our hospital, wearable devices in order to being used in order to monitor patient data, and IOMT are being developed, and even the patients are being released, discharged from the hospital. We are using this monitoring system. So at the Koryo Hospital, with our project initiative, EMR data are being collected in order to create a big data, and it will establish an AI. And about 81 hospitals are being involved with our platform. So when it comes to dementia and chronic diseases and MCI and skeletal diseases, also some of the parts where we are using these wearable devices. With these devices, we developed a solution to continuously monitor these data at patch, and some of the patches are the examples. There are some examples. Awesome Pia is one of the startup. They are using VR AI for dementia and also for the rehabilitation programs, and OmniCNS using headsets to develop the software. And Demand is providing the fall down anticipation program, and they are also working with the U.S. company. And Luxit Labs is using the VR and AR in order for patients to overcome the cognition impairment. And this CRY targets dementia and depression. And for the skeleton diseases, insole-related devices, wearable devices, are being used. The data coming from the insole is transferred to the patient's mobile phone so that they can monitor their own data, personal health data, and those data also can be transferred to the doctors and physicians so that they can make an alert in advance. And for the arthritis patients, customized treatment can be provided, and post and pre-treatment relevant health data can be provided so that they can see the progression of their treatment. And these are the surgery training solution to train and to educate patients. And Huino, along with the Korea Hospital, for more than 2,000 subjects, developing the smartwatch. And this is the Wellness, who develops as patch. And Changcare is developing wearable devices to monitor blood pressure. And 3E is to customize the healthcare products. And UXN is to monitor diabetes along with using patch. And Umni Optics is the one to make a diagnosis in advance. And there is also Kyobo Life Digital Healthcare participating in this symposium. And they have already selected 3 different companies to make a platform. What we like to do is, along with the Korea Dr. Planner and Korea Digital Therapeutics cooperatives, who would like to create a digital medical platform for diagnosis, prevention, and treatment. So in 2020, at the BioKorea Forum, we had the online exhibition, as you can see on the slide, at the Innovation Center, and the Doctor's Planner and the cooperatives had all participated in the exhibition. And also, it's the Dr. Planner. This is the association established by doctors and physicians and clinicians. So there are currently about 80 different startups on this platform, and we are working with the digital co-ops. So it was just the last month we launched this digital doctors planner. Along with them, we'll conduct a joint R&Ds. There is also Doctor Planner in the U.S., and it's mostly about digital therapeutics, cooperated with various doctors, and we're going to do the joint research and studies. This is the Society of Physician Entrepreneurs recently launched. Paramedical and pharmaceuticals and businesses are all participating in the platform. And this is another entity we're going to work together. If you look at the background of this launch, we had a chance to visit Toronto, Canada, and visiting Mars. And we started to exchanges between two entities, and Kuru and Annam Hospital, the places we had meeting twice with them. And last year, it was fortunate that we had a chance to visit Toronto and signed an MOU for 5 different domains. However, currently, the course have been delayed due to the pandemic. There are about 700 beds in Toronto Hospital, and R&D spending is like three times bigger than ours. So in terms of the R&D, mobile phones, technologies, and healthcare and mobile technologies are the ones that we are going to provide to them. So in the coming centennial, these will be the technologies for our growth. So we also visited Germany, the Medica, the largest medical exhibition. You can see the wearable devices, and we participated in this wearable devices session. Israel and small countries were all participating, leading the industry. So these are the companies we are going to work together in the future. And along with the government officials and relevant physicians, about 80 people, a group of 80 people, had visited innovation centers around the world. We went to Sweden, Estonia, and Brazil in order to make more exchanges for digital therapeutics to lead in the future. And we discussed the various topics. We visited Finland and Estonia relatively with a smaller population. So the people there graduated high school. They start to launch their own business. So it was last year when we hosted a bio cluster with the Ministry of Health and Welfare. And last year we had a chance to visit Sweden, and the Queen Sylvia is currently working very hard with the dementia activities. And we also had a chance to meet the relevant foundation SCI. So we discussed how we can do the cooperation. And so last year we had a chance to open this bioforum with the Sweden. And this is a Dementia Global Forum X we are opening this year in Korea. This was first launched by Queen Sylvia. It was a one-day forum. It was supposed to be a one-day forum. However, I made a proposal to make a live demonstration and symposium before and after the Dementia Forum X. So the symposium itself, the K-Dementia Forum itself, has been lengthened to 3 days. So probably from next year, Digital Therapeutics Symposium will be held for 3 days, hopefully from next year. So doctors, planner, and the co-work core platforms and the business startups will participate in this 3-day symposium, hopefully from next year once again. And we also planning to have a digital symposium for dementia next fall. So I once again urge you to participate in the forum. So we're going to have a various presentation for MCI by various speakers. Thank you.
So next speaker will talk about the aging society and smart healthcare. Speaker is journalist Kim Chol-chung from Joseon Daily. Please welcome him with a big hand. I'm very pleased to see you all. Today, I'm going to talk about the aging society and the smart healthcare and how the digital system will be applied to the aging society. Because of COVID-19, there is something we tend to forget. Aging society. In 6 years, the aging population will be now 20%, and in 10 years, 28%. So big typhoon is coming up, but because of COVID-19, we forget about this. And this is the magazine cover illustration by Italian writer Walter Molina in the 1950s. It's an really imagination. So it's a stretch up the imagination. So post-COVID era and super aging society is combined, and the new way of healthcare and life will be unfolding. So untagged healthcare and remote monitoring, sensor technology, and visitation systems, telemedicine. This technology will be expanded, and we tend to get together and spread out that need to be strike out that balance. So super aging society is upon us. 2000, those who are aged 65 and above, 7%. 2017, it will be 14%. 2025, 20%. 2038, it will be more than 28%. But as you see this graph, our demographical structure shows that is 5 years ago, we are in the 50s and above. But in 15 years, there will be in the 80s. So it means that we are just on the cusp of the big tsunami coming up, striking us. So the super aging population will overwhelm the hospitals, and the cost will go up. They will be isolated.